Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope everything's gonna be okay. Okay, on this time, we will discuss about heat transfer condition from group 9. Before starting, we want to introduce ourselves first. Okay, first, my name is Natasha Lydia and my partner Reza Ega Nugroho and the last partner Nur Muhammad Bayu. Okay, before entering the learning material, I wanna ask, do you know what is heat transfer? Okay, if you don't know, I will explain. Heat transfer is energy that moves due to temperature difference. The unit from heat is joule. Heat transfer moves from area of high temperatures to area of low temperatures. Each of these objects has an internal energy associated with the random motion of the atoms or molecules that compose them. This heat can change the temperature of a substance. For example, when a person makes warm tea from himself, he can mix hot water with cold water. So that the tea heat makes it warm, he mixing hot water and cold water. The hot water will release heat energy, while in cold water it will receive the heat energy. Or heat release equals heat reserve. You can see the picture in monitor. The area objects around us that can conduct heat and some that cannot conduct heat. Things that can conduct heat are called conductors. Examples of conducting objects including copper, iron, water, tin, and also aluminum. Meanwhile, objects that can not conduct heat are called insulator. Examples of insulating objects are plastic, wood, rubber, paper, collage, thread, and so on. Heat transfer have three types. The first, heat transfer by conduction. Second, heat transfer by convection. And the last, heat transfer by radiation. Last week, we learned about the three types of heat transfer is radiation. Okay, we will review again about radiation. Radiation is the transfer of heat or hot steam to an intermediate agent. Heat transfer by means of radiation does not require an intermediate substance. Radiation can only occur in gases and vacuum. Example of radiation. First, the outer walls of the house will warm in the sun edge. 2. Incubate poultry eggs using a lamp. 3. When we are lighting a campfire and we are near the flame, we will definitely feel warm. 4. Clothes become dry when dried in the hot sun. 5. The heat of the sun dresses the earth that we can feel directly even though through a vacuum. And another. You can see the picture example of radiation. Well, now we will discuss two other types of heat transfer which.
Conduction is the transfer of heat through an intermediate that does not undergo transfer. In a sense, transfer of heat to a substance is not accompanied by a transfer of its particle. Heat transfer by conduction generally occurs in solid objects made of metal.
Type of conduction. The first, heat conduction or thermal conduction. This type of conduction is the transfer of energy from a hotter to a cooler medium. Through direct contact, for example, is like a situation where you accidentally touch a hot object. The second, Electrical conduction is the transfer of electrically charged particles through a good intermediary or also known as a conductor. For example, like a cable that is energized by electricity. The third, sound conduction or acoustic conduction, is a condition in which sound wave transfer through a medium. For example, when the sound of lightning passes through a wall. And the last, heat conduction or what is commonly known as diffusion can occur when an object or two objects touch. It is a condition in which there is a direct microscopic exchange of kinetic energy in a particle across a boundary between two systems occurs in an object that has a temperature different from the temperature in its environment. Example of conduction. 1. Motorcycle exhaust that becomes hot when the engine is started. 2. Butter that is heated in a pan which becomes melted due to heat. 3. The lid of the pan feels hot when the pan is used for cooking. 4. Water will boil when heated using a metal pot and the light. 5. Boil water using a metal pan. Heat of the pan that comes from the stove that is used when cooking. 6. When ironing clothes, heat from the iron is transferred to the clothes because they are rubbed directly so that the clothes become warm. 7. When holding a hot glass, our palm will also receive the heat from the glass. 8. An object made of metal will feel warm or hot if the tip of the object is heated. For example, when handling a firework that is burning. 9. When you walk outside the house during the day without footwear, then conduction will automatically occur, namely in the form of transfer of heat from the asphalt road to your feet. 10. When holding a block of ice, the longer it will melt. This is because there is conduction from our hands to the block of ice, where causes the water temperature to rise so that the block melts. And there are many more examples of conduction.
Number 2. Convection. Convection is the transfer of heat through a stream through which intermediates are transferred. If the particle move and cause heat to propagate, convection occurs. Convection occurs in liquids and gases, air or wine. Convective heat transfer involves the combined process of conduction or heat diffusion and advection or heat transfer by bulk fluid flow. In addition to energy transfer due to specific molecular motion or diffusion, energy is transferred by bulk or macroscopic motion of the fluid. This motion is associated with the fact that at any instant, large numbers of molecules are moving collectively or as aggregates. Such motion, in the presence of a temperature gradient, contributes of the heat transfer because the molecules is aggregates retain their random motion. The total heat transfer is then due to the superposition of energy transfer by random motion of the molecules and by the bulk motion of the fluid. It is customary to use the Dram convection when referring to this cumulative transport, and the Drem advection when referring to the transport due to bulk fluid motion. Type of convection: 1. Free or natural convection. 2. Forced convection. Example of convection: 1. Air balloon movement. 2. Meat becomes cooked when grilled over coals. 3. The occurrence of land with as well as sea breezes due to a difference in temperature. 4. On land and of course in the ocean. 5. Smoke produced by motorized vehicles.